Hello, and welcome to my presentation about Control-Delete, a game where the player has to survive through randomly generated dungeons, collecting weapons, items, and relics. This is so that they can increase in power for the boss they are to defeat at the end of each level. Dying in the game will result in the player being sent back to the beginning, losing all their items and progress they have gathered along the way. But what is the unique selling point of this game? Well, it's the UI integration, specifically for streamers on online media platforms like Twitch and YouTube, where the UI integration can be used to allow the audience of the streamer to join in and change some of the game's functions to make a more enjoyable gaming experience. The target audience of the game will be people between the ages of 18 and 40, primarily because of the Twitch audience that they may have, or the way that it may participate in other streams. The gaming culture is usually what this target audience will be, considering the main marketing will be around the UI integration. For the start menu and the settings menu, they're very simple, and this is intentional so that it's easy to get around and easy to see. Being the play button to be able to play the game, the options for brightness, subtitles, master volume, music and other settings, graphics for low, medium and high, and also the UI integration button, where if they want to have a single player experience, they're able to do this by just turning it off. Whenever a room is generated in the game, they all have basic key rooms that they all share. One being the start room, where the player will start. Secret rooms, where the player will have to smash a wall down to get some secret loot. Trap rooms, where enemies will spawn, like every other room in the game, but there will be traps on the floor where the player can fall and die. There is also a store room, where they can purchase items with in-game currency, and also a boss room, where they also defeat the boss to get to the next level, which is randomly generated. The levels can also be manipulated by the player using the UI integration, which will be explored more in the next slide. The UI integration is probably one of the most important parts of this game. This is because the audience is able to participate in actually making the levels themselves and also developing items for the player to use throughout their adventure. The way this is done is by having UI pop-ups that only the audience will be able to see on the stream and not the streamer themselves, allowing for replayability and also surprise. Now we move on to advertising. This is the main case of the game with simplistic colours and simplistic look. This is a poster for when the game's advertised, saying a nice slogan and the base price for just the game. There are also going to be emotes in the game, where the audience can use them to say that they found loot, or the player has died, or if they think they've found a secret room for the player to interact with. There will also be a collector's edition, so that if people don't want to buy the base game, they can also get a collector's box with a shirt, soundtrack, art book, and also the game itself. There will be paid microtransactions in the game, which will allow the players to advance quicker with different variations of items, all done at different prices. And also this will be great for the game in the long run, as you'll still be able to gain profit. We also started a Kickstarter to raise over £100,000, so we'll be able to kickstart the project so that this can come out in around a year. Thank you for listening.